Hey, what's going on guys? Today I will be going over the units from the New Year's banner. This seasonal banner includes 3 new units. They are Camilla, Azura, and Takumi. For whatever reason, MCorrin is not on this banner, but I'm going to review his ass anyways. Supposedly we may get him for free as a quest reward, but I'm not too sure yet. Anyways, I'll be covering stats, skills, and some skill inheritance options. At the very end, I'll show you guys my summoning priority list for hero performance and for skill fodder. First unit is Camilla. She is a sword flyer unit. At max level, she has 40 HP, 33 attack, 35 speed, 31 defense, 23 res, and 162 BST. So she's the 4th sword flyer so far. There's Elincia, Cheetah, and Paula. Even though Camilla's offensive stats are similar to Elincia, the offensive presence between the two isn't even close because of Elincia's unique weapon, so there's no comparison there. Cheetah is offensively weaker, physically less bulkier, but she's faster and has more resistance. No comparison here either. Paula, on the other hand, seems to have taken a hit. Paula has a worse stat in 3 categories: attack, speed, and defense. She has a bit more magical bulk, but that's debatable. Paula's speed is only 31 while Camilla's is 35, which means that Camilla actually prevents more doubles than Paula, so you can argue that Camilla's magical bulk is superior to Paula's. The only thing Paula has going for her is the fact that she's not a seasonal unit and she's easily summonable as 3 or 4 stars, therefore it's easier to increase her merge levels. I might butcher some of these Japanese weapon names, so my bad if I do. Her weapon is Kadomatsu, grants defense and res +2 during combat to allies within 2 spaces. Basically drive, res, and defense built into her weapon. It's okay, she has word flyers in the C slot already, which grants 4 defense and resistance to ally flyers, so with these 2 skills combined, it's granting flyer allies +6 in those 2 stats. The synergy is nice, but I still don't think her weapon is worth using. She has pretty good offensive stats, so you should build around that. I think building around her offensive stats would just benefit the team more. Special is Draconic Aura, a good special for her, but it does depend on the build and IVs. 50 attack and over should go Draconic Aura, while 30 defense and over goes Bonfire. If she has both, then go with Draconic Aura because the attack stat is generally what you want to boost with buffs. New A skill is Speed Defense Bond. Grants speed defense +5 to unit during combat if adjacent to an ally. Interesting combination. The best way to use bond skills are on the enemy phase. You can just place the unit carrying the skill adjacent to an ally, then just end the turn. Then the enemy does the rest of the work. It can be used 2 different ways. You can use it to prevent doubles and reduce damage, or if you give it to a fast enough unit, then it could be used to reduce damage from 1 hit, and then the extra speed helps the unit double attack on retaliation. Seems like a skill you would consider using on flyers or maybe staff units. All the other classes either have better options or aren't suited for these type of skills. Camilla's a pretty good sword flyer. I don't think she's a necessity, but definitely an upgrade from Paula. If you have either Elincia, a fully invested Cheetah, or Paula, then Camilla isn't anything too special. If you don't have any of those guys and you plan to build a flyer team, then go right ahead. She's a solid sword flyer, nice offensive stats with great physical bulk. As for boons and banes, there's a lot of good ones, plus attack and speed are obvious. Minus speed IVs with a boon and defense can go with a quicker post build, plus resistance wouldn't be bad either for a mixed tank build because she receives a +4 super boon in resistance. Minus HP seems to be the best bane, but it's a -4, which is quite unfortunate. Here's 3 builds utilizing the default skill set. Kodomatsu and Ward Flyers provide a total of +6 defense and resistance for her flyer allies. As her allies' HP drops low enough, Camilla can start using Wings of Mercy as a way to easily position herself next to those allies to spread the buff aura. She can also use Wings of Mercy to fly next to an ally and use preposition to get them out of sticky situations. If you put her on a flyer team, she doesn't actually need quicker post as long as she's receiving buffs from multiple Go Flyers or 1 Hone Flyer buff. Just 1 Hone Flyer buff will push her up to 53 attack and 46 speed. Plus defense IVs can run double close defense, slaying edge, and quicker post. The special slot depends on the IVs. If she is minus speed, then run Ignis with Hone or Go Flyers because she'll want to be the one receiving fortified flyer buffs. If she has plus defense with minus anything except speed, then you want to give her fortified flyers and bonfire. You want to make sure she's receiving home flyer or go flyer buffs. That'll help prevent doubles, which also means that bonfire's 2-charge cooldown will proc every single fight perfectly timed. Plus B, Camilla can run a pretty generic fire sweep set with heavy blade, seal, and glimmer. Her offensive stats will go up to 59-49 with home flyer buffs, and she'll proc glimmer every single fight. Plus resistance, Camilla has the options to run a distant counter quicker post set, either with slaying edge or ruby sword. Give her either home flyers or go flyer buffs in the C slot as she wants to be the one receiving fortified flyer buffs. The Ruby Sword version is focused strictly on countering all greens. The Slaying Edge version is more general purpose but won't be as effective. She needs to run 2 charge specials with the Slaying Edge version because she's going to take more damage compared to the Ruby Sword build. So we need to make sure she activates her special on the first counter hit to guarantee a 1-round KO, which could possibly save her life. Next is Azura. She is our first non-infantry dancer. At max level she has 37 HP, 30 attack, 35 speed, 22 defense, 26 resistance, and 150 BST. Regular BST, same as Olivia, so no inflated stats here. Her stats pretty much just follow the same trend as the other Azuras. Mediocre attack, high speed, low defense, and good resistance. Nothing too special about her stats except for the fact that she has more speed than the other ones. I think her stats are excellent for a dancer. High speed is always fantastic, especially since her defense is below average. That speed stat will prevent doubles and hopefully prevent 1-round KOs. My favorite thing about her is the fact that she's a green flyer dancer, and I'll explain why. Dancers, as everyone knows, aren't really suited for combat. They are usually just used as a dance bot, but there's actually more to them. I always give my dancers either Triangle Depth or a gem weapon for 2 reasons. Their combat stats are just mediocre, so the best way to build them for combat is to specialize them for whatever weapon class they are advantageous against. Second, Triangle Depth and gem weapons makes it so easy for players to manipulate the AI's movements. For example, if you give Triangle Depth to this Azura, you can predict that all red enemies and archers will move towards her because she has Triangle Depth and she's a flyer class. That being said, in Arena where you find a lot of Reinhardts and Brave Lynns on the same team, if Brave Lynn is on the right side of the map and Reinhardt's on the left side of the map, you can place Azura on the right side and a red unit on the left side, and that'll split those 2 units up. This information is kind of advanced, so you might not understand it if you just started the game. Her weapon, I have no idea how to pronounce it, so let's just call it Hag. Hag has the same effect as Camilla's weapon, plus 2 defense and res buff. This weapon is a lot better on Azura since she's not going to be used much for combat anyways. Moving along, Sing, it's the same as Dance, we all know how good it is. Earth Dance is a new B skill. If Sing or Dance is used, target also granted defense plus 4. I don't like it. If you're going to use Dance on somebody, it's probably because you plan to use them to initiate on somebody, or you are planning to move them to a better position. I guess you could just dance somebody and move them to a spot where they are in range to bait somebody on the following enemy phase, but this skill is just too situational. C skill is Home Flyers, one of the most sought after skills, and it's even on a support unit. Really convenient. Azura is our first flower dancer, has a good stat line, has Home Flower buffs. I mean, that's more than enough reasons to pull for her. She's just another dancer that you can use in your arena assault run to make it a tad bit easier. Best boon is attack and speed. Resistance can also be nice for certain builds. Best bane is probably defense. She has enough speed to prevent most doubles, therefore minus HP would be worse than minus defense in regards to physical bulkiness, because minus HP is minus 4 while minus defense is the normal 3. Azura's builds are pretty straightforward. These are the basic dancer sets. The only difference between her and the other dancers is that she's able to run the guidance seal. And by the way, any IVs can work with these builds. Another option is to go for an anti-blue mage build. The one that uses Hag needs a resistance refinement or else she cannot survive the strongest version of Reinhardt. You don't want to give her distant defense heal for the Emerald Axe version because she doesn't take enough damage to be able to use escape route. Again, any IVs can work, but if she is minus resistance, then you want to make sure she has distant defense seal equipped. Last unit of the banner is Takumi. He's a dagger infantry unit, 40 HP, 34 attack, 34 speed, 17 defense, 27 resistance, and 152 BST. This man has really nice stats. Let's do the obvious comparison. Kagero versus Takumi. Takumi has more HP, 1 less attack, 2 more speed, 5 less defense, and 1 less resistance. Everything about Takumi is better offensive stats, and despite him having lower defense and resistance, he actually has more total bulk in both places. If you add HP and defense together, then he has 57 compared to Kagero's 53, also 67 compared to Kagero's 59 for magical bulk, plus Takumi has more speed, and that's always great to prevent more doubles. So yeah, I think Kagero has finally been dethroned, but unfortunately she got dethroned by a seasonal unit. It's hard to increase merge levels if they are seasonal. That's the only issue here, but I know some of you guys don't care about that. His weapon is Kagami Mochi, accelerates special trigger and the normal debuffing effect. This weapon is actually the strongest dagger in the game. It's even one more might than Jafar's Deathly Dagger when it's not upgraded. Probably the best dagger now. Lower cooldown special means more damage output. I mean, if the unit is going to proc the special every turn and 1-round KO enemies of different classes, then on paper it's just plain out better than Poison Dagger and Kitty Paddle. The only thing that those weapons have going for them is that those weapons have the potential to one-shot, so they are kind of scarier with a Vantage set. Special is Moonbow. Its cooldown is lowered to 1 charge, so it can proc every 2 hits. That's pretty nice. Luna and Draconic Aura are the other 2 options. A skill is Attack Res Bond. This is a good skill on him if you want him to be a mage tank. If you refine his weapon with the Resistance Refinement, give him Distant Defense 3 Sacred Seal and Guard 3 in the B slot. With that build, even neutral Takumi can actually tank the strongest version of Reinhardt with home cavalry buffs and survive with just 4 HP. If he can survive that, then he'll pretty much survive all the other relevant mages as well. It's cool that he comes with this skill already because the only other unit with it is Howling Naui, and she's a seasonal unit. B skill is Bowbreaker, which is kind of weird. His defense sucks ass, so he'll probably just die to every Brave Bow archer out there. However, neutral Takumi with Distant Defense 3 Sacred Seal and Defense Weapon Refinement can actually survive a +10 Mulligear Brave Lyn with home cavalry buffs, but just barely. On the flip side, Bowbreaker allows him to double fast archers on the player phase, but it's not that hard to take out Brave Bow archers on the player phase anyways. I don't know, it just doesn't synergize well with the rest of its default kit. When I see Brave Lyns in Arena, it's about 50-50 between Mulligear and Brave Bow, so Bowbreaker is probably not the right option. I mean, he still dies even if he has deflect missiles equipped, so yeah. So I would consider Takumi as one of the best dagger units. Excellent stat line and very flexible when it comes down to builds. For boons and banes, plus attack, plus speed, plus resistance are all great. For boons, it's minus defense followed by minus HP. Alright, for builds, this build is an anti-mage set. This is the one that can actually tank the strongest version of Reinhardt. Any IVs can run this set, you just have to make sure to refine his weapon with resistance. Next 3 are the standard desperation sets. Preferably you want to run these on plus speed, but neutral speed will work too. You'll just have to make sure he has the speed +3 Sacred Seal equipped and the speed refinement on his weapon. You can change the special out to Draconic Aura or Luna if you want. These 2 builds are what you can run if you get minus speed or minus attack IVs. You can just give him Quicker Post and Distant Defense 3 Sacred Seal. Basically an anti-mage set. His resistance will hit around 38, which is pretty good. Special and C slot are flexible. You can give him a 3 charge special like Draconic Aura or Luna if you want to. And lastly, plus attack and minus speed IVs can run any of these 3 sets. It isn't the most efficient build because he'll probably still take about 2 hits to take out most enemies that aren't running Life and Death. Swordbreaker is there to help him double those fast sword units. You can always swap it out for Lancebreaker or Vantage. The other build is Fury Vantage, that's another option. The seal slot is debatable. I put speed +3 there just because I'm trying to prevent enemies from doubling on the counterattack. You want to make sure Takumi has a speed refinement on his weapon because some mages can get their speed up to the mid 40s. With this Vantage set, if Takumi cannot take out a ranged unit on the player phase, then Vantage will surely take them out on the flying enemy phase. You'll just have to watch out for Wings of Mercy. Alright, so this is a guy who is not on this banner. He's an archer, 37 HP, 32 attack, 30 speed, 34 defense, 18 resistance, and 151 BST. He's basically a Gordon clone or Gordon 2.0. Corrin has 1 more attack, 5 more speed, total physical bulk is 4 less, and total magical bulk is 5 less. He looks like someone that should be running a defensive slaying bow set, and if he does run a defensive set, then he's actually no better than Gordon. Unless he's plus speed, maybe then you can invest into his speed stat to prevent doubles, but I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, otherwise he's no better than Gordon, maybe even a little bit worse since his total bulk is actually lower on both sides. I'm just going to briefly talk about the rest of his kit. It's really not that interesting. His weapon has the same effect as everyone else's. His weapon, assist skill, and C skill has synergy. Just by standing adjacent to an ally and applying the assist skill on them will grant them +8 defense and resistance. It's kind of useful if you use them alongside a distant counter hero like Ryoma or Ike. So MCorrin is kind of weird because I have no idea whether or not he will be on a banner. Well, we have his IV stats, so maybe he is on a banner. I have no idea, but let's say he's on a banner, then that kind of feels bad, man, because he's basically just Gordon. For boons and banes, he can use plus attack or plus defense. Best bane is speed or HP. First set is his buff boss set that can actually counter Brave Bow archers fairly well. With this build, he can tank the strongest version of Brave Lyn, both Mulligear and Brave Bow sets. The thing that's weird about this set is that he wants to be granted all the buffs that he's carrying. But I mean, this is as budget as it can get. This build is very one-dimensional. He's really just there to buff allies and to counter bow enemies. If he's minus speed with plus attack or defense, then he can run close counter, quicker post. Slaying bow with Ignis pretty much guarantees an Ignis proc on the second counter hit. This build is only good versus physical attackers. Try to avoid all forms of magical attacks. That includes tome users, staff units, and Dragonstone users. And last but not least, here's my priority list for this banner. Azura is high priority because she's a dancer with a unique class. She has really good speed. That's the only stat that really matters on a dancer. She also comes with honed flyers, and that's fantastic. Takumi and Camilla are both medium priority. Both of these units are great, very solid units, but you don't really need them. And if Corrin is actually on a separate banner, then he's low priority. That guy is just way too similar to Gordon. For fodder, Takumi and Azura are high priority. Takumi has attack res bond and a 12 might slaying dagger. Azura has home flowers, which is hard to get. I'm going to put the other two as low priority. I don't think speed defense bond is that useful. Corrin has a really nice rally skill, but it's not worth sacrificing a 5-star seasonal unit for. Best units to pull for in order is Azura, Takumi, then Camilla. I would only pull for Azura in this banner, but if you are a big dagger unit fan, then I guess Takumi is worth summoning for. Even if you have a high merge Kagero already, you can always sacrifice him for his dagger. And that's going to be it. Hope you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, consider subscribing. There's going to be a lot more Fire Emblem Heroes content coming your way. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.